How's it going, guys? Got my Ridgid planer. It's a model 13,002, I believe. It's pretty old. My dad and my brother bought it for me quite some time ago. It sat in a little shed I had for a long time. Obviously, you can see it. You know, the humidity got to it. That was my bad. The blades, I mean, it don't look like it's ever been used. The blades don't have any chips. They're super sharp. But I actually realized I had never plugged it in. And so whenever I went to plug it in, because I've got those slabs, those mesquite slabs and some oak slabs I'm going to be starting to build some tables and things, bar tops out of. And so I started to look into getting this thing going, and it didn't do anything. So I immediately checked the brushes. Well, it was missing this front brush, which all you do, I'll post a picture of, I found them on Amazon. I'll post a link and a little picture of it. And if you click on it and were to order it through my page, I think I get a little commission. But so then it's gonna be hard. I had to get the tripod out. So all you do is a little holder in there that keeps it straight. Slide it in. There's some little tabs on this. They align. Just kind of get it in there. Go with the slotted side out for the screwdriver. Push it in. I was backing it out till it clicks so that the threads line up. So I replaced that, and I ordered them, like I said, through Amazon. A lot of the stuff for this is discontinued. The other brush is right there. But also these bolts were missing. So there's a little like safety. If that's not pushed down like that, the blades lock, so the motor won't be able to turn. And this was missing the here, and here. This little dust collector cover. The bolts were missing for it, which let me go find them. So these were the M5-8 by 10. I think these are going to work real good. And what else? So this was seized up, the height adjustment. As you can see, I mean, I'm going to take some WD-40 and some light emery cloth and just try and clean this surface rust up. What I did, I took the top cover off. You unscrew this from these end caps. Where is it? No, one end cap's that gray beyond that orange piece. I don't know where the other, oh, down there. So they just screw in here. So I unscrewed them, took that all apart, took that all apart, and then I took a crescent wrench, put on here, and just spun that, loosened them, and that freed it up. And like I said, now I'm going to I raised it up a hair. I'm going to start down low and just clean it up. And eventually I might try and paint them or do something else. And, I might really try and clean this thing up better. Might need to paint that, but I'm just going to try and clean up the surface rust. And I use wax. I also need to do the same to my my table saw, which I've neglected over the years. So this is what I got. I got it from Lowe's. It's like a, I call it like emery cloth, but this is like an open mesh, and it was a little less abrasive, 180 grit. The other stuff they have is like 120 grit. I'm just gonna spray. This cap's messed up. Spray a little WD on there for some lubricant. Turn me off a decent piece. Some rags here, some shop towels. It's a little rough there. Anybody has any better ideas, just comment, or I'm open to suggestions. I'm just trying to make this thing work a little better. And for now, I'm just gonna start spraying a lot of these surfaces off and just wiping them down. I don't have my air compressor set up back here yet, so I can blow this all off. I got some wire and stuff, so I can wire up I got a Quincy 5 horsepower 80-gallon tank. I just need to wire up, start using. Wish I had my compressor set up with the air chuck. That'd be nice. But we'll get this good enough. All right, well, we got it over here. I'll go ahead and drop it so that I can expose these areas I kind of covered up. And then we'll hit those with a little bit of the emery cloth. Now flip it around. And the other side. This side actually looks worse. It's got some. So we'll. Let's see how it raises and lowers. You know what it's doing? Yeah. So there is a I'm not fully versed yet. This thing doesn't seem like it wants to move, and this is some kind of like an auto. I can't remember what it's called. Repeat a cut is what this thing's called. So you can I guess can repeatedly do. It's got a lot of different sizes on there. I guess for multiple boards to cut them to a certain height. Well, it's set on the, I would say it's the highest, which is 1 3/4. So I'm gonna figure out how to get this loose. There's like a, looks like there's a little ball, I can't even think what you got, like spring-loaded ball that kind of holds the assembly in place. Yeah, let's spray get some lube up in there. This is going to have to, this rod right here, it's got a little bit of corrosion on it. We need some little lubricant on that for sure. And then, we'll let that soak for a little bit. I might even get some like deep creep or, and then try and just give it couple taps with a rubber mallet maybe. Let's let it soak in for just a little bit. Alright, let's see if we can free this thing up. There we go. You know, there, nice. That's what it's supposed to work. Now let's run this thing through the motions here. Ooh. Stop moving again. Ah, you know what? I don't know what's happening. I think I went too far. Hold on. With this adjustment. Let's push it in. Right to there. I think that's the lowest position maybe. I think this was catching. Let's see. Yep. That's it. Oh yeah. It's working good now. Reasonably good anyway, as far as I know. Seems like it. Just so I'm here. Realize it does run. I do need to order another key. I'm using my key for my Ridgid drill press. So. All right, we'll finish this tomorrow. So got back out here in the shop to try and finish up this Ridgid planer. You can see, excuse me, it's got a lot of surface rust on this chromed steel. A little bit here, not too bad. But what I think I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna use WD-40 as kind of like a lubricant and use a Scotch-Brite pad and see if we can't, I mean, since it's not cast iron or something like that, since it's chromed steel, I think, you know, I don't want to get too crazy with anything, but try and knock down, I mean, you can kind of hear that. You know, that rust is offering a decent amount of resistance. Not so much here. This is a little cleaner. But let's just see if we can clean it up enough and then wax it. And I have wax, which I will post a picture of right now that I'm ordering. and I'll post a link to it in the description. So I think what I'll do is I'll try and do just half of each. I know this is gonna kind of scratch up the surface some, but I mean, you know, the rust is already offering a good bit of resistance, so I think as long as we just treat it with some wax real good afterwards, we'll be good. If they're heavier, you know, I'm going against the grain, so to speak, but then I want to finish going all the direction the wood would want to travel. Just because that makes sense in my head, I don't know if it'll make a big difference. All right, let's see if you can tell a difference. Just a clean rag. It's on the sanded side. Can't really hear a difference there. You can feel it. You can feel it. I think you can hear that. All right, we'll just do the rest, just like we did the other side, and then we'll have to wait to get the wax. All right, got the whole thing kind of scotch braided down with the WD-40. I'll rub this clean rag, wipe it all down good. Feels way smoother. I mean, it could be better, but I mean, that's as good as we're gonna get right now, I think. All right, start putting it back together. So here are the this is the like dust collector, which is kind of, I actually hadn't figured this out, like where this thing goes. So I guess it collects the dust from underneath here, which makes sense, and sucks it into there, or does it blow it out the back? I honestly don't know. I mean, you wouldn't want to suck it into, no, it must blow it, because this is the motor right here. You don't want it sucking, so it must blow out the back. So I guess if you wanted to, I haven't looked into if they make a fitting, but I guess you'd have to, if they don't make something, eventually I may want to have like a, you know, make a fitting where I can hook up a shop vac, or if I ever get a vac system in my little shop up front for woodworking and stuff. But anyway, so these number 5.8 by 10, I think these are gonna work good. I was a little worried they might be too long. That one worked okay. These will be the big one. Nice. All right, it's good to go. I wanted to use like an Allen head or a stainless steel or something, but these are the only ones I could find with the right length. We get all the other stuff later. All right. One thing of note is whenever I want to take these sides off, I had just a touch of problem with, let's see, right here there's a knob, it's right here. You should back that out from just reaching in side of this with a wrench. I mean, I finally got this out. It was kind of a pain. It's not really designed to come out without that being gone, so anyway. Deal there, so it only goes on one way. I'm not getting ahead of myself. Put this on. Well, actually I am. Back it off. Put on repeat a cut little guide there. The reason I'm doing it weird like that is this repeat cut little plate has I'm trying to think what you call them, but basically it has like hooked. Here, look, I'll show you. Oh, not stuck in there. So that it grabs the back of this piece of plastic, so it just doesn't pop right out. Yeah, it's this piece. This is like the locking mechanism. You guys will be able to figure this out. I'm going to slide down. I'm on top of the adjustment towers. As you can see, there's little indentions for that to lay in there. So, I'm going to get it down on there. And as you see, it won't, the sides won't slide in. So what you got to do is have this piece below the upper part of there and slide it in, if I remember. And then there are rubber pieces, like handles, rubber handle pieces. Let's see, but they're kind of starting to deteriorate because it's just so old. Let's see if I can, oh yeah, it's falling apart. So it's trash. We don't even worry about that. Right in front of my face. I'm just gonna pull it out. That's yeah. It's my OCD. I like both sides to be the same. So that it's probably not that short. Not that big deal. So let's see. These things here fit underneath those, and it's got a lip. So this rides on top of the lip, and that rides underneath the notch. That's what. Well, that one won't work. I got it on the outside, or the inside, I should say. There we go. Now let's tighten these up and test fire it up. Make sure it seems like everything's okay. I think that's it. We'll just wait on that paste wax to treat the bed and the in-feed and out-feeds. If anybody has any suggestions on how I could have done any of this better, or some kind of product, just let me know. I mean, I've never even used the planer before. Always wanted to, but just everything got in the way. I never made that one, so but we're fixing to. So. All right, let's plug it in, fire it up. Sounds like good to me. I wouldn't necessarily know any better, but it does sound okay. Alright, so stay tuned. We're going to get this thing cleaning some stuff out soon, hopefully. Later. Forgot to install the adjustment knob. Like I said, it's keyed, so it only goes on one way. Alright, we're good to go now. Later.